Hello everybody and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2. Last time we went all over the place, didn't we? We took a little tour, we did some art, we got some new artwork on our beautiful ship, we helped out the Green Belt, set up a deal between them and Far Spindle, and we got some upgrades. Our engineer is a +2 now, which heck yeah. We also have 2 points available, but I don't really see a reason to use them over here on the push, because I think we've got a pretty good push right now. As long as stress doesn't get to be too much. But I don't know if it's worth it to swap over right now. So for now we're going to focus on upping our skills. That way, if anything happens, at least we have a plus in everything but into it. But we can deal with that. For now, though, it's finally time for us to continue on with the main quest, because the only other side quest we have is to get back to Darkside, which we can't do, or we'll die, so we'll go to Karman. The colony of Olivera is where we need to head to next. I suppose before we go, we do have the money. I'm going to refill on everything. That way we are ready for whatever is gonna be there, because I don't know what's gonna be there. I think this is the only place on the map we haven't been to, so we'll see. Let me fill my supplies. And where is it? Debris dealer. Do I have any debris? Not right now, I just have rare and scrap. And fill fuel. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And now we head out. Let's see what's going on at Olivera. Ooh. You find Olivera exactly where Ankita said it would be, a ragged colony nestled in a crater on one of the biggest rocks of the shoals. Seraphin gets no response to his initial broadcasts, and so you find yourself in a docking tunnel, the rig at one end, the colony at the other, with no idea what awaits you. I need you to get back on that ship and keep flying. You freeze in the dark tunnel, a figure in front of you holding a long gun at their hip. Oh god, we just got here! I'm serious. Oh, hello! Your eyes adjust to the dark, and as they do, you see a man, no, a boy, carrying a long, dark shape in his hands. I don't know how you found us, but you need to leave right now, and forget this place. You glance over your shoulder and see Seraphin, his hands raised in front of him in a gesture of calm. Look, kid, we don't mean no harm. How about you go run and get someone? I am someone. I'm Xander. He sticks out his jaw. It's you I don't know, and I'll decide who's gonna do some harm here. He reaches across his chest and thumbs on a lamp he has lashed there. You blink at the glare of the bright light shielding your eyes, and as you do, you see a flicker of confusion crossing Xander's face. He meets your eye with a look of shock and opens his mouth as if to speak, though no words emerge. Ankita sent us. You notice the familiar name register with Xander, adding to whatever confusion or question your appearance has provoked. You see his eyes taking in your sleeper body, his gun dropping a little as he takes his attention off it. Is this... He looks between you and Seraphin. Are you here for Flint? He pulls the gun closer to himself. Who's that? I'll be honest, kid, we have no idea who you're talking about. Seraphin allows himself to drift a little forward. So how about you drop the gun, and we can talk like adults. As Seraphin floats past you, he gives you a look that makes you nervous. Let's all stay calm. No more violence. We just got here, and this is just a kid. Oh, hello! Xander? The voice echoes along the docking bridge. Xander, what are you doing? A figure appears at the end of the bridge behind Xander, a young woman clearly older than the boy in front of you. Found these two trying to sneak in, Cadence. Is it really sneaking in if we tried to radio in? Then we're not very good at being sneaky. Xander keeps his eye on you and Seraphin as he speaks. Saboteurs, maybe? Was about to send them on their way. Xander grins. I assure you we're not saboteurs, miss. Seraphin smiles at Cadence. Cadence sighs and glides towards Xander. Stop messing with the welder. She snatches the gun out of Xander's hands, and as she does, both you and Seraphin reflexively flinch. Cadence looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow and turns the gun so you can see it better. You notice the fuel tank and welding muzzle. It probably has an effective range of less than half a foot. Seraphin looks at Xander and rolls his eyes. Seriously? I mean, it worked. We probably could have called his bluff, but we didn't. We thought it was a gun. Cadence lowers the welder to her side and turns to Xander. Now's not the time. We just got an emergency broadcast from Karman and Flint. Something's happened. Xander's attitude changes immediately. He turns to face Cadence, putting his back to you, as if you had just disappeared entirely. What do you mean something's happened? I don't know. They went quiet in the shoals. All we got was a distress signal. Cadence raises her hands reassuringly. Don't get excited. They probably just had a technical fault on the ship, but we should check in anyway. We have to get them. Xander grabs the welder back and slings it over his shoulder. In what, Xander? Cadence sighs. They took our only functioning ship. The tender's tide is still in pieces in the hangar. Seraphin gives you a nudge and nods towards Cadence and Xander. This is your chance. Forget about us? Xander and Cadence turn to look at you. Seraphin moves past you, approaching them. We need to see Karman, and it seems like Karman needs our help. He looks between the two of them. So how about we stop messing around in this dingy tunnel and go get your friend? Xander turns back to Cadence. Them? Really? He rolls his eyes. We're not the only people on Olivera. There must be other ships. You want to go looking? They're here now. Cadence looks at Seraphin, and they're generously offering to help. She smiles sheepishly. Fine, Xander folds his arms, but I'm coming with you. Fine by us. Seraphin shakes his head and looks at you. Come on, then. You both turn and head back into the ship, Seraphin whispering as you do. What kind of backwater is Ankita sent us to? He sighs. That kid thinks he's some kind of sheriff. He's just a kid. He's just trying to make sure people are safe the best way he can. Yeah, a kid with heavy industrial equipment. We have made dumber choices than he has, Seraphin. Don't even. What are you talking about? Xander catches up with you and Seraphin. His mood seems buoyed by the prospect of boarding a ship. You wonder how often he gets to leave Olivera. We were talking about you. Seraphin snickers. Xander looks genuinely hurt for a second. Wait up! I didn't mean to hurt his feelings! I was just like, oh yeah, we were chatting! You turn to see Cadence gliding up the tunnel. I changed my mind. I'm coming too. Give me a minute to grab some supplies. She glances at Xander. Just in case. Seraphin cuts in. I'll give you a hand. That alright, Sleeper? We'll be there in a sec. He looks at you. You pause, but Seraphin doesn't seem to be waiting for confirmation, as he and Cadence head back into the dock. Aw, you left me alone! You're slightly thrown off by his eagerness to be helpful. This is the first time you've actually seen him be welcoming to anyone coming on board the rig. When you get to the cockpit, you notice Xander looking wide-eyed at the consoles and switches. Cool ship, he grins. Thanks, just got a paint job done. Technically like 4 paint jobs, but whatever. After a short wait, Cadence and Seraphin come back into the cockpit. All loaded up. Seraphin pats Xander on the shoulder. Might want to strap in there, kid. Xander and Cadence find a place to settle as Seraphin buckles himself into the flight seat. All right, he turns to Xander. Show us where to go. Oh, we're just leaving. We don't even get to stay. We gotta find them right away. Who's Flint? Oh, those were bad rolls. Why couldn't I have kept the ones I got earlier? You head out into the shoals, the thick debris field that surrounds Olivera. What's happening in here, Sleeper? Bliss pokes their head into the cockpit as Seraphin brings the ship in towards the signal coordinates Xander gave him. You look around the cockpit. Xander is tapping at the co-pilot console mounted in front of his seat in a haphazard way, while Cadence is asking Seraphin about how the rig works. Surprisingly, Seraphin is responding with patience and care. They'll help us find Karman. If you say so. Bliss looks over at Seraphin and Cadence. Is Seraphin smiling? They shake their head. Something's going on. Ooh, do you think they like each other? We sound like teenagers. Bliss turns back to you. Junie is working on the ship's wiring and won't respond to my messages. She's probably in the walls somewhere hooked up to the main line. They smile a weak smile. I'm here, so how about you tell me what we're doing out in the middle of nowhere? Quiet! Seraphin's voice cuts through the chatter. You were talking too! Is that? He gestures out into the debris field at a sparking, ragged-looking shape tucked beside a rock. Oh! Xander rushes to the cockpit glass. Karman! A moment of tense silence grips the room. That's his ship! You and Bliss exchange concerned glances. This isn't good. I'll bring her in. Seraphin's eyes are fixed on the wreck of a crumpled ship now. We don't know anything yet, so everyone calm down. Xander is silent, his face pressed against the glass. Cadence stares out at the wreck, her cheeks pale. No one speaks until the rig is brought to a stop. Alright, now we're going out there, and we'll have a poke around. Seraphin looks between Cadence and Xander. We verify the ship, and we recover the crew. Seraphin gives you and Bliss a nod, and you both push off and glide towards the back of the cockpit. Suddenly, Xander pushes off from the window and glides with you, out of the cockpit. I'm coming too. You need someone to identify the ship. To identify... He stops and takes a breath. Sure, why not? Come on, kid. You're gonna come no matter what. I might as well treat you like you want to be treated. And by that, I mean that he wants to be treated like an adult. He's just a kid. If I say, are you sure? He's gonna get mad. So let's just be like, of course, and then we'll keep an eye on him. We're babysitting. Xander nods to you, tight-lipped and pale. You head to the airlock to suit up. Oh, dang! Xander, good rolls! Oh, jeez, look at this. This is bad. What have we got? Search the ship. The simplest way to find out what happened is a full search of the gutted ship, but that's no easy task when part of it has been blasted to debris. Reconstruct events, a crippled ship, holes torn in its hull, and a missing crew. With some thought and careful assessment, perhaps this wreck tells a story. Wreck assessment. If you want to have any hope of recovering Karman and Flint, dead or alive, you need to start at the wreck and work your way out. Who the heck is Flint? I just had a bad thought. Would it be bad if I used my Intuit rolls to get some mushrooms? It'd be a better chance, I'm just saying. Maybe this is when we use it, because we can't really do it outside. Maybe we should still do it when we're not on contracts, just so, like, they don't... I don't know, if we don't use them, will they, fill up the ship and then be bad? I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it to do unless we're out of supplies. We'll find out, but for now, let's focus on this. I've got a +2 endure, and I've only got one good roll, so I might as well use it here. The search reveals railgun slugs embedded in the interior structure of the ship. Who did this? And the rest of my rolls are absolute garbo, but you have a good roll. Makes sense, Sleeper. Thank you. I appreciate it. Search reveals railgun slugs. Still the same thing. Let's see. It's a bit risky, but we'll try it out. Marks on the ship's hull are surrounded by dark streaks. This is no accident, it's weapon fire. Oh no, so someone went for them on purpose. I mean, we probably could have figured that out from the railgun, but still. Probably not Conway or anything. The search turns up cargo, crates of supplies blasted open. Were they carrying food? Oh, did they steal food or something? Or was somebody trying to go after them on purpose? Because nobody knows about Olivera, right? Or at least it's very secretive. And I'm not even gonna try with those rolls. Look at that. It's garbage. Let's just end the cycle. I'll be fine another cycle. I need to take a nap. Okay, better. I think we got it this time. Let's see. Reconstruct events. Search reveals railgun slugs. Saw that before. This one. Railgun slugs. And... marks on the ship's hull are surrounded by dark streaks. This is no accident. And one more. There we go. You have a sense of what happened here. It's time for a difficult conversation. Oh no. The search of Karman's gutted ship has impacted the mood in the rig. As more and more evidence of an attack has appeared, the quieter Xander has got, and the more Cadence has retreated into the bunks. Now, with the search complete, you're gathered in the cockpit to discuss what's been found. Come on. Cadence floats by the door, hugging herself against the cold. Tell us already. Xander is perched on the back of one of the seats, flicking at some hinged container he found in the wreck. Open and closed, open and closed. I think we should explain bluntly. I don't know, it seems like this is a rough situation. We shouldn't dance around it. We know what's going on here. It's bad. You tell them how it is. The ship was attacked with live weapons fire. They attempted to flee and burnt out the drive. The ship slammed into the debris field and came to rest here, crumpled and crushed. There are no bodies. At the mention of the word, bodies, a shudder runs through the assembled. Then they're here, somewhere. Xander has a steely look in his eyes. And we find them, whatever state they're in. He looks at Cadence. She nods back at him. Xander's right. We aren't leaving them out here. Karman made Olivera what it is. He saved us. We won't come back without him. She shivers and looks at Xander. He would do the same for us. Based on the damage of the ship, Seraphin begins. They're almost certainly dead, we get it, Xander cuts him off. But there are debris trails leading away from the ship. I've seen them. There are, Seraphin holds out a hand in a calming manner. But those could be from secondary explosions or depressurization. We picked the wrong trail and it could lead us in circles, cycle after cycle. Then we better pick the right one. Cadence has Xander's steely look now. She stares directly at Seraphin, challenging him to answer back. He sighs. Then that's what we'll do. He looks at you with resignation. Whatever happened here, you won't be leaving until you see its end. Bold of you to assume we would leave, Seraphin. Do you not know me by now? We keep going. Oh my lord. What have we got? What have we got? Debris trail. Explore debris. There's only so much you can see from scans. Sometimes you have to explore the debris and pick up the trail from its patterns. Map the debris. Scanning and mapping the debris from the ship will help you safely figure out where it might lead, but it's painstaking work. Sunward trail. One of 3 possible trails. It's impossible to know which is the right one without exploring them further. Is it the same for each one? Explore, map, explore, map. Okay. I guess let's get started. We have alright rolls. That's a danger, but this one I can do. We might as well use the rolls if we have them. Among the blasted debris, there are tools and supplies completely untouched. Who dropped these? Somebody trying to get away in a hurry, maybe. I'm gonna hold off on this one. And I don't like the look of that 4, so let's take a breather. End the cycle. Alright. It's alright. It's not good, but it's not bad. Bliss doesn't have good rolls here either way. Unfortunately. But I can do this one. Piece by piece, the picture starts to take shape, but it doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Is this the right trail? Do we have to do it each time if we are wrong? Maybe. This might be at the time for a push. Because I think I could get Xander up to good rolls, and then he can help. And we could get started on these other 2, so I am gonna push. There we go. Let's do 1 over here. Ooh, nice. Wait, that's a 3? Can we finish this one now? No, we wouldn't be able to. Unless I use that 4. Let's try that 4. We'll do this one. Is this the right trail? And then I get a plus, so we'll do that one over here on risky. There we go. Debris is mapped and the conclusion is clear. This is a dead end. The crew went elsewhere. Well, now we know. This isn't leading us anywhere, Sleeper. Bliss's voice comes over the comms. I'm sorry, but we have to call it. No, we are not leaving. You look out at the scattered debris gleaming in the sunlight. Bliss is right. This trail is going nowhere. If Karman and Flint did head out from the ship this way, there's no way you'll find them. And if they didn't... There are still more places to look. Oh, okay. I thought you meant leave entirely. Hell no. Bliss interrupts your thoughts. We won't give up on them yet. You think of Xander and Cadence, how they must feel right now. The search must continue. We got this. Just 2 more spots. Hey, Bliss, do you want to pick some mushrooms? It's an important job, I swear. I just can't do it myself. No, oh, that does give us supplies! Gather enough to put together a full crate of supplies. Seems like your farm is showing its worth. Okay, so that's another reason to have someone with Intuit on during a mission, because now we can get supplies back. Oh, okay, I thought it just made us full if we were starving. Do it again. You're the only one who could possibly do it. There we go! Hope Seraphin saw that, right? He was against this, wasn't he? Well, look at us now. Full supplies, and all we had to do was grow mushrooms in our ship. End the cycle. Oh, what is with my rolls this time around? Goodness gracious gravy. Alright, well, Bliss. More mushrooms, please. Thank you. And, oh gosh, these are bad. I might have to push again. If it's 3... you know what? I'm gonna do it. But if I push, then... Oh, my dice are very broken. I don't know if it's worth it to push. It's a 50-50 shot. Let's do it. No. My rolls have been really bad. That's the problem. I don't know if I can trust that if I push, then I won't get like 4 ones in a row and break 3 dice at once. Who knows, man? So we're gonna hold off for one more cycle. I just need a little bit better rolls. Just something I can use. Please! The dice gods, be kind! Thank you, dice gods! Okay, I got this now. Let's go for the one we've already started on. We'll use a 5 over here, and then see what we have to do after that. Okay. That wasn't very helpful. We'll just do a full big boy one over here. There we go. Is this the right trail? We'll find out in just a second. I might take a little bit of stress. I didn't, thank goodness. This is a dead end. Okay, so the next one is it. The one we haven't done at all. The trail is dead, Sleeper. Seraphin sighs over the comms. It's going nowhere. You have to agree. Picking through the debris has been nothing but an exercise in futility. And now, coming to a dead end, you aren't even sure if there's anything to find out there at all. Loop back to one of the other trails, Sleeper. Seraphin pauses. We're going to keep this going. What else can you do? You just hope for Xander and Cadence's sake you find something soon. We will. We only have one spot left. And I can do this at the very least. There we go. +3. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Ooh, okay. Well, might as well push then. Go, kiddo. You got this. I'm sorry. Alright, one more. Rest. Oh, do you want to pick some more mushrooms, Bliss? There we go. More supplies. Rest one more cycle, and hopefully we'll track something down. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, I got this one. The story the debris tells is clear. Oh god, what does that mean? New location discovered. Asteroid caves. Oh no. Search the caves. Forget the trail. If the caves are searched comprehensively, then anyone in here will be found. Follow the trail. The caves are dark and winding, but with sharp eyes, it's possible to spot a glinting shard of debris. This trail must lead somewhere. Tunnel vision. The trail leads to these barren and airless caves. It's hard to imagine someone surviving in here for long. And we've been kind of taking our time, haven't we? Well, it's okay. We'll find them. We're close now. Okay, structure of the caves is becoming more obvious, as are the smaller passages that might have made the perfect safe haven. Let's get an intuit over here. Slowly, the debris leads into the caves, but it's a spotty trail that's hard to follow. We'll take the risk on this one. Structure of the caves is becoming more obvious, and I can get a plus right here and get us another 100. There we go. About halfway already. Technically, I think we could do it if I push. Might as well. That's what I got this for. It's to support rolls. There we go. Very close now. Bit of luck and careful exploration means good progress. They're close. Very close. Close enough that I'm gonna do this. Come on. You gotta be shitting me. Well, then how about this? Damn. You're telling me that didn't work? What? Oh, well, that's what I get. I pushed my luck. I never learn, do I? And now my dice are gonna break. And... yup. Live and learn. Or in my case, live and then learn and then just don't apply that learning. There we go. There's a light in the dark, flickering, fading. When the Starward Trail led to the caves, a little hope was kindled in the hearts of the crew. But after plumbing the depths of these dark passages, that hope seemed snuffed out. Xander has struggled on in silence, only speaking to update Cadence on the lack of news via the cockpit comms link. But he speaks now, quietly at first, and then with increasing urgency. "A light, Sleeper! I see a light!" And with that, he kicks off hard from the wall and darts down a dark tunnel with reckless speed. You follow, but the tunnels are winding, and you quickly lose Xander around a corner. You kick off from the same wall, trying to close the gap, but when you come around that same corner, you can't find Xander anywhere. And then you see it, through a thin slit in the cave wall, a flickering, fading light. You cross over to it and see scratches and chunks scraped out of the rock. Someone has dragged something through here. Push through! You push away some of the floating rock and squeeze yourself into the gap. As you do, you watch the lights pulsing inside the cave, setting the cracks and shapes of the rock in sharp relief. You search those shadows for something recognizable, but the light source remains out of sight. And then you're through. You steady yourself against the wall and look towards the light. There, besides a fading emergency lamp, floats a body. Its head instantly striking you as strange and misshapen. Oh my! You know it immediately. This must be Karman. His head is shrouded in an emergency helmet inflated around him like a balloon, while an oxygen canister floats nearby, attached by a tube. He's alive? Is he still alive? That's a question. It says Karman's body. His eyes are closed, his body still. You try to settle your gaze on his chest to see the telltale rise and fall. And then the light catches something else, something broken and skeletal nearby, a face with bright eyes watching you. Oh my god! Another sleeper? Oh my god! A sleeper! Another sleeper! They watch you with lit irises, one's just like yours. Their torn face reveals no emotion. They pose crouched, coiled even, like a spring ready to strike. You're both frozen, unsure, afraid. Nothing moves. Your eyes trace the damage to their suit, to their body. They look broken, worn down, and you wonder if this is how you look to others, if they flinch when they see you, as you feel the need to now. Karman! Xander's panicked voice cuts through the silence. He rushes forward to the floating body, and as he does, the other sleeper pulls away from the wall like a statue coming to life. For a moment, you go to intervene, to save Xander from this skeletal figure, but the sleeper falls on Xander to embrace him, and Xander returns the hug, a quiet and desperate sleeper. You float, stunned, watching as Xander begins to carry Karman's body from the cave with Flint, the sleeper, guiding him. Oh my gosh, another sleeper! Karman is stable. Cadence comes out from the room that has become a makeshift medbay. She looks between you and Seraphin. Thanks to you. And Flint? Cadence pauses, choosing her answer carefully. Flint is in there with Karman. They seem to be functional. She looks away. If that's what you mean? We should head back to Olivera, Seraphin cuts in. He places a hand on your shoulder and steers you away, towards the cockpit. Once you're out of earshot, Seraphin turns to you. Did you know Flint was a sleeper? No, I didn't. Seraphin nods. He pauses. I don't want to be suspicious. I was just surprised, that's all. Seraphin glances back towards the medbay. They look different. What do you mean? I don't know, he sighs. Just something I wish they'd mentioned. Well, what does that mean? I'll go get her started up. He pats you on the shoulder and heads to the cockpit. Let's just keep an eye on them, okay? Why? He leaves you floating in the corridor, unsure what to think. Flint is the first sleeper you've met since you escaped the program. And at this point, those memories are little more than fragments and fictions. As the rumble of the drive runs through the ship, you can't help but feel a little concerned for what this might mean. That's true, what does it mean? Oh gosh. Well, you know, we might as well stock up on supplies while we're here. Because I'm not going to be able to pick them. Goodness knows I can't do that. Oh no, it didn't work. Alright, well, come on. We can do it. Supplies! Hey! Let's keep it up indeed. You got this. Oh, actually did. Nice. Should I try? I mean, I'm already... Oh, no, I can't. Alright, I get it. I'll leave. You now travel back. Once you leave, you will not be able to return. Well, there's no reason to return. Let's leave. Whoa. We made it! New location oh. We'll fix that later. You're left alone with Xander and Seraphin in the docks while Karman is carefully carried from the rig by Flint, guided away into one of Olivera's many tunnels and passages. Okay, I believe you. Xander shrugs his shoulders. Seraphin raises an eyebrow. Believe us how? That you aren't saboteurs. He shoots you a sheepish grin. Although, you never know. I appreciate that. No problem. He nods to you with the kind of seriousness that only children possess. Tell me, kid. Seraphin folds his arms. Why are you so protective of this place? I mean, no offense, but who'd want to sabotage a tin pot colony in the middle of the shoals? Xander bristles at the comment, but controls his anger. You don't get it! Olivera's a refuge! What do you think we're hiding all the way out here for? He glances at you and then back at Seraphin. I would have thought you'd understand what's at stake here. You've seen Flint. Seraphin pauses, unsure of how to respond. He looks embarrassed into silence. Look, Xander says, playing the peacemaker. You brought Karman back to us. Everyone in Olivera will thank you for that. How about you stick around for a bit? Get a feel for the place. If you need to resupply, we can help. We haven't got much, but if you chip in, you'll get your share. He bows his head a little. We're more welcoming than we appear. Just don't expect to buy anything with those chits of yours. Xander puts his hands on his hips. Olivera is not for sale. Seraphin shrugs. Alright, kid, He glances at you. We appreciate it. We need to hang around until Karman is back up and awake anyway. And I think we'll be glad of the rest. For real. Once again, at least we're not being hunted anymore. I'll see you around then. Xander touches his brow in a salute and then kicks away, floating out of the docks. Seraphin turns to you. A little shore leave doesn't sound so bad. I agree. I think we're safe here. I mean, they haven't found it yet, right? We had to find it from Ankita. Doesn't mean they won't find it, but for now, let's pretend everything's fine. Seraphin smiles. Alright then, he stretches. I'm gonna head into town and see what's happening. He winks and glides away, into Olivera proper. You're left floating in the docks, unsure of what comes next. It doesn't seem like Lane is going to find you out here, so maybe this is the perfect time to take a breather. At least until you can bring on Keita's drive to Karman. You turn that little thumbnail drive over in your pocket. Time to see what Olivera has to offer. Whoa. Whoa, it has a lot! Let's see what we got. What is this one with a timer? Oh! Karman is in recovery and Olivera will have to navigate a coming crisis without his steady hand. Coming crisis? What crisis? What? Ah! Whoa! As you leave the rig, you find a figure waiting for you in the docking tunnel. You think of Xander's hostile greeting when you arrived. Is that him again? Oh! Flint! Where are you headed? Flint leans away from the wall, now out of the battered suit you first saw them in. The damage to their frame is concealed beneath their overalls, but you're still aware of it, just beneath the surface. I don't know what any of these are. The first place I went to was the clinic. I didn't expect this. Maybe scrap sorting? I don't know. I do need to repair myself. Same. Flint nods in the direction of the colony. I'll join you. You float together through the docks in silence. Flint makes you nervous, and their insistence on intercepting you this cycle hasn't exactly calmed that sensation. Would they have done it everywhere if I went somewhere else? Because this is the first place I went. Breaking the silence eventually becomes unavoidable. How are you doing? Flint stares ahead, continuing their glide. Better than Karman. The mention of Karman's name recalls the image of him floating unconscious in the light of your work lamps in those deep and winding caves. You suppress a shudder. Flint gives you a sideways look, their mask like a face betraying no emotion. It's good you found us. They pause as you both move through a doorway. Could have been sooner, they blink, but better than nothing. Looking at Flint gives you an unsettling feeling, like catching your own reflection in a polished hull plate. Is this what others feel like when they speak with you? Watching the crooked mask, the lit irises for signs of human emotion, interpreting the stuttering emulations of facial expressions as they cross your doll-like face? Flint turns away again, and you realize that they might feel the same way looking at you, each the other's mirror, each reminding the other of the gap between being and being seen. How did you escape? Escape Essenarp, you mean? Flint pauses. We aren't there yet, friend. We can share war stories another time. You arrive together in the cavernous hall containing the scrap silos, the cacophonous echoing of sorting already filling the air. So, sleeper. Flint's face curls in amusement as he uses the mononym everyone refers to you by. Olivera asks all of those it harbors to contribute to the colony. Show me what you can do. It's a good thing I grabbed this one then, +2. Yeah, minus stress. You and Flint glide into the sorting bay, where scrap from the silos is sorted into the waiting workers, ready to be checked, cleaned, and cast into the different nets at the fringes of space. You find a sorting station and begin picking up chunks of ship and machine, turning them over in your hands. As you inspect the scrap, the ghost of their original place in a bigger structure becomes apparent. Each piece suggests a whole, a drive casing, a loading bay, a life support unit. You burn away corrosion with the torch, crack open rusted casings to release the components inside like seeds. You find new life in the broken and discarded pieces. Something makes you look to one side, a glint that catches your eye, and there is Flint, taking a rest of their own. You see a glint again, Flint turning something over in their fingers, watching it spin. A vial of stabilizer. Oh, they probably would need to still use that, huh? My last vial. Flint speaks without taking their eyes off the drug. Even through the haze of your lost memories, you can recall the fizzing, sickening pulse of that injection, the dependence your reboot freed you from. Saving it for a special occasion. Flint pockets the vial and meets your eye. So have you not been taking it? You're falling apart willingly, or... You don't need stabilizer, do you? Flint moves away from the wall they were resting against. I noticed you were different from the first moment we met, but I didn't realize what it was until now. The way you work, the way you move, without dependence. I see it now. Flint folds their arms. It's only fair. We should tell them. It sucks to be stuck on that stabilizer. You tell them about the process you and Seraphin attempted on Darkseid, the one that Lane interrupted. They listen absent-mindedly, watching the workers instead of you. That's not all, though, is it? Flint meets your eye. There's something wrong with you. More than just your decaying frame. Your signal. Your presence. It smells different. I'm changing. Flint looks you up and down. I can see that. But I wonder what you're changing into. Ain't that just the fucking question of the cycle? I know who I am, what I bring to this place. All of these people are at risk because of me. They look out at the workers. That means you too are a risk. A risk to your crew, to me, and more importantly, to this place. Olivera will welcome you just as it welcomed me. Flint stretches, and it will do so in spite of itself and its own safety. I want you to know that, because they will pay the cost, those close to you, and you must know that they pay it for you. With that, Flint turns and glides away, leaving no space for a response. You watch them leave, their billowing cloak revealing and concealing the glinting and ragged parts of their exposed skeleton as they go. Well, that went well. Where else should I go? Let me go to the farm stacks, how about it? Let's see, supply gathering. Olivera colonists allow you to gather supplies, but you have to harvest, pack, and process them yourself, which can be exhausting. I didn't get confronted this time. We've got scrap silos. I was just here! Component unit. The Olivera scrappers are happy for you to search the scrap silos for components for your own use, but they won't be easy to find. Okie dokie. Olivera canteen. Olivera has an open canteen where Cadence prepares the colony's produce. You tend to get served based on how well-liked you are. Hydro Refinery, you're permitted to extract fuel for your own use, but you have to oversee the complex automated process yourself. Gotcha, a lot of DIY here. We still have a good amount of fuel, though. Does something happen if I go here again? No, okay. I think we need to use this and relax. Get rid of this stress that we have on us. And then we gotta repair. There we go. It's hard to ignore the pressure, but after a while, something like relaxation is felt. 50-50, let's try it. There we go. We're not stressed anymore. And let's see, we're gonna glitch no matter what we try, so why don't we just use these? These are what we got. We don't have any scrap. We'll do that. And Bliss quietly makes a complex replacement part. You shiver as they gently integrate into your frame. And one more. Gotta be careful with the rest. There we go. 2 glitches, but that's not bad. Bliss can only repair fully broken parts and not while on contract. I know that. Alright. Well, well, well. I'm worried about what this oncoming crisis is, but for now, it seems like this is all we can do in Olivera. Next time, it seems like we're gonna wait and see what happens when Karman wakes up. Hopefully, he'll be able to help us. I'm just glad we got them out. And another sleeper, wow. It's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting to run into one. I mean, you know, we're a sleeper, and maybe that bounty hunter that we met in the first game was too, but I'm not sure. And, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I just feel bad for Flint. Do you think we could do the reboot with them? Or at least help them get stabilizer? It seems like they feel like a really huge burden on people, and they're kind of like, we're pushing that on us too. And I get where they're coming from in a sense. We're very risky. Them probably having SNRP after them. Well, we both have SNRP after us. I just can't be tracked. But I have Lane after us. There's a lot of danger going on, but you know, you got your friends, and your friends care about you and support you. We're all in this together. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to them more, and we'll be able to give the drive over to Karman, but that'll have to wait for next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, don't give welding torches to children, and have a good day.